Long ago, in a vibrant village nestled between the hills and rivers of Ogboko, lived a couple named Pomadu and Momaneka. They were once the wealthiest family in the entire region. Their farms stretched far and wide, their barns overflowed with yams and grains, and their compound rang with laughter and life. Every market day, they would give food to the poor, and every festive season, their home became a place of joy for the less privileged. They were kind, generous, God-fearing. People came from faraway towns to seek advice from Pomadu and to taste Momaneka's legendary palm nut soup. The couple had 5 children, 3 sons and 2 daughters, who they loved dearly and sent to the best schools in the cities. Over the years, the children became doctors, engineers, business tycoons, and even a politician. But as their success grew, so did the distance in their hearts. Years passed, and Pomadu's health began to fail. He could no longer work the farm, and Momaneka, now frail, couldn't keep up with the market trade. Gradually, they sold off their land, their livestock, and their possessions, hoping their children would remember them and help. But none came. They sent letters. They begged neighbors to call their children. They prayed. They wept. But their children had become too busy, too proud, too far. Soon, the once proud couple became shadows of themselves. Their clothes turned to rags, their home crumbled, and their food came only from begging or eating leftover peels from the marketplace. They sat under a tree most days, looking up the dusty road, hoping one day their children would return. Villagers whispered, "How can such kind souls suffer like this? They gave us all food when we had none," another said. "But see them now, see what life has done." Back in the cities where their children lived in wealth and comfort, something strange began to happen. The grandchildren, young, innocent, and full of questions, started asking over and over again, "Mommy, when will we go to the village to see Grandpa and Grandma? Daddy, do I even have a grandma?
Dad, where is
Why
our
don't we know them?
grandparents?"
Are they dead?" The parents always had excuses. "Not now, maybe next year, things are tight, they're fine." But the children weren't satisfied. They asked at school, during bedtime, at church. In one home, Chika's wife, Amara, had had enough. She stood in their marble kitchen one day and said, "How come, in all these 10 years, you've never taken me to see your parents? What are you hiding?" Chika avoided her eyes and muttered, "It's complicated." But Amara flared up. "Complicated? They raised you, didn't they? Or did you fall from the sky?" Another daughter-in-law, Ngozi, who had married the younger son, tried to visit the village secretly after years of hearing nothing. She packed her things, took a driver, and traveled to Ogboko on her own. But when she got there, there was no sign of the house or people her husband had described. The old compound was a bushy graveyard. No one knew the name Dr. Ebuka or recognized her husband's photo. She returned heartbroken, confused, and angry. "Your own village doesn't know you. That's not possible." But it was. Because time had erased all traces of the Madu family's former glory. One rainy evening, a traveler named Obina was passing through the village when he saw Pomadu and Momaneka shivering under a leaking shed. Something in his heart pulled him close. He bought food and sat with them. They told him their story, not with bitterness, but with quiet acceptance. Obina wept. The next day, he returned. With clothes. With medicine. With a carpenter. He built a modest but strong house for them near the village center. He gave them clean beds, pots, clothes, and even stocked their kitchen. Then, he opened a small provision shop for Mama Neka right beside their new house. Soon, the couple became a blessing again. Mama Neka's laughter returned, and Pomadu shared proverbs and wisdom with young ones under a mango tree nearby. The villagers were moved. This stranger did what their own blood could not do. 10 years passed. One hot afternoon, a sleek black jeep rolled into the small village, dust rising in its wake. A woman stepped out, wearing fine clothes, gold bangles, and dark sunglasses. Her name was Adiz, the first daughter of Pomadu and Mama Neka. She walked through the market, asking, "Please, I'm looking for the Madu family. Pomadu and Mama Neka. This is my hometown." But no one recognized her. And worse, she didn't recognize anyone. So much had changed. An old man pointed her to a small house where an elderly couple sat selling gari and soap. Adiz frowned. "No, that can't be them." She went house to house. No one knew her. The compound where she grew up had been swallowed by weeds and thyme. News of the stranger spread quickly. That evening, the villagers took Adiz before the wise King Izendo of Ogboko. "My king," she pleaded, kneeling. "I am the daughter of Madu and Neka. I came to find them, but no one knows me anymore. And I don't know who they are." The king stared at her long and hard. Then, with a slow wave of his hand, he said, "Bring them." The villagers led Pomadu and Mama Neka into the palace. Adiz gasped. Tears flooded her eyes. "Papa, Mama." But they only stared, blankly. It was the king who spoke. "You left them when they needed you most. When their roof fell, you built skyscrapers. When they starved, you dined in 5-star hotels. Now, even your voice is strange to them." Adiz fell at their feet, wailing. "Mama, I'm sorry. I was lost in the world. Forgive me." Mama Neka, tears in her eyes, placed a weak hand on Adiz's shoulder. "It's not your sorry we needed," she said softly. "It was your love." When news spread to the cities that Adiz had found their parents, the other siblings rushed back. One by one, they knelt before their frail mother and aging father, unable to look them in the eye. They came with gifts. They came with money. But money could not buy back the years lost. Their children, who had never known their grandparents, ran into Mama Neka's arms and wouldn't let go. "You smell like my mommy's stories," one of them said. Amora, now heavily pregnant, hugged Mama Neka and cried. "I'm sorry. I begged him for years. I would have come. I wanted to come." Mama Neka only nodded and smiled. The lesson. From that day, Adiz stayed back in the village. She renovated the entire community. She built a health center, sponsored school children, and served beside her parents in the shop they once begged to eat beside. Ngozi, the daughter-in-law who had once searched in vain, built a new compound for the family. The other siblings gave land, boreholes, and scholarships. The village of Ogboko became a place of laughter once again, because 2 forgotten souls were remembered before it was too late. The villagers would never forget. And they told their children this story at night, ending with the proverb, "No matter how tall a tree grows, it must not forget the root that holds it upright." The end. Please comment on the store, subscribe, like, share, and also click the notification button to be alerted when my new video drops.